All right, if you just joined us, it's still Journalist Hangout. I still have Majid Jamil right here. Tunde Abata is also right here with me. We also have BKO joining us via Zoom. No, so let's move straight to our next conversation. Now, the uproar trailing the outcome of the just concluded Unified Tertiary Matriculation Examination, UTME, has not gone down. The Joint Admissions and Matriculation Board, Jamb, has announced that it will hold a review of the 2025 UTME results following an overwhelming number of complaints from candidates, parents, and education stakeholders. Jamb and vice-chancellors of universities are set for the review on Thursday with the objective of evaluating the conduct and outcome to identify any challenges and recommend solutions. Meanwhile, the Registrar of Jamb, Professor Ishaq Oloyede, confirmed glitch in the conduct of the 2025 UTME and ordered receipt for more than 206,000 candidates. Okay, I'll start with you, Tunde Abata. Just a couple of minutes ago, maybe like an hour ago, we heard that Jamb has confirmed the glitch in the conduct of the 2025 UTME. But the reviews will happen tomorrow. Jamb, Vice Chancellor, will be reviewing it following this public outcry. So what should we expect?
Well, I think naturally, because what happened last year, the only difference was that of last year, not as prominent as that of this year. It happened last year because I could remember my son. I set up for me in the house to do it, but unfortunately, we couldn't get through. 30 minutes before time. So the following day, he has to go to another CBT to go and do it. Whereas it would have been easier for you to do it from the comfort of your house. When you have laptop, I have about 2 modems. But unfortunately, you couldn't do it. But what I'm saying now is that for a day delay is enough to upset any student at all. But there are 2 issues here. Number 1, the lack of enough preparedness by Jamb. Number 2, issue of technology, infrastructure. Most of the CBT centers has to be reconfirmed, probably 48 hours before the exam, because it's a question of infrastructure. They are not talking about issue of whether the questions are bad or whether there's a leakage. Nobody's talking of leakage. We are talking of the infrastructure,
the technology
adopted. I think the more we have more candidates, this year about 1.5 million wrote Jamb this year. Next year, probably you are going to expect 2 million. And why we have 1.5 million this year is that a lot of underage who wrote last year, who could not gain admission, have to come in this year. So that will compound the problem of Jamb and also the problem associated with CBT centers. Because not all schools that are accredited can also have CBT. And we are talking about computers. So I think that problem of infrastructure has to be part of the decisions they have to review. Because we are not talking about leakage. So tomorrow, I want to see the vice chancellors and the Jamb be able to sort this out. Because in view of this, there are candidates who still perform wonderfully well.
Exactly. So BKO's son, part of it.
Look, the one boy, the boy that my school attended last year, you cannot believe where I live. You know, we come to that place. That guy got
the place.
You know the place. That guy got, and that has been their pattern. They do normally present more than 30. That boy got 372.
Wow.
98 in physics, 98 in mathematics,
really?
Chemistry. It's only English language there is called 58.
Yes.
372.
Now, even though there are some students that did exceptionally well, shout out to BKO's son, really beautiful one. But judging by the scores of some students in the past 4 years, many have scored, those who scored below 200 have been overwhelming. Now, what should be done to address this embarrassing situation? Is it a true reflection of our educational sector? What?
2 things there. The glitches, but just like Mr. Abato said, despite the glitches, of course, I have 3 friends now. BKO, his son did very well.
Really well.
Bamidele Johnson, the daughter did very well. And my friend, a medical doctor, Dr. Okolie Terry, I mean, it's even Emeka Okpara, vice chairman of Airtel Africa, that posted his result, the result of Dr. Okolie's son on Facebook. Despite all of this, the boy scored more than 300.
Exactly.
So, when you prepare very well, no matter the glitches, no matter the itches, you will still excel. Not, that is not exonerating
exactly.
Jamb. Because I give kudos to Professor Oloyede.
Ishaq, okay.
He has done fantastically well.
Yes.
But then, for those, I mean, there was a time some people, I mean, ran a campaign, so to say, that it's after profit. Which profit is he after? He has even reduced the cost. He has helped so many computer CBT centers to the extent that right from his office, you will think you are in a big football room.
You can watch real time.
They are monitoring real time
yes,
all the centers all over the country. I mean, I saw it. So, yes, glitches do happen.
Okay.
It happens with the banking system too. You will send money. There was a day I sent money to my wife. She was sitting right next to me.
You won't get it.
And I received debit alert. And she didn't get the money. And you know, women.
Exactly.
It became an issue. I said, look at this thing now. They have been debited. She didn't get the money till the next day. Imagine if it was somebody who desperately needed that money somewhere else. So these glitches,
so technical glitches
could happen. So we should not now say we want to cut off Professor Oloyede said. This is the first time it has happened. We've had instances in Jamb where snakes were eating money. They will collect 500 million from government. They will still declare a loss.
Until last year, Jamb never returned any money to the federal government.
To the government. They started
until last year.
You know, they know since about 5 years, Oloyede has been returning money, billions of naira to government.
Absolutely.
So, but then, rather than return these monies to federal government, let Jamb use it to assist those computer-based those CBT centers and also build on its capacity. I mean, this infrastructure is technical infrastructure, so to say. So that they need a robust infrastructure because they keep having an increase in the number of students that takes these exams.
All right, Biko, I'll come to you now because the review will be done tomorrow, Thursday. Now, if you're to advise Jamb and the VCs about the smooth process of the examination, I mean, talk to me. What will it be? Talking about the process, question delivery, scoring, what will it be? How will you advise Jamb?
Jamb is already right track. Before this program began, the updates coming indicated that the registrar admitted that indeed there were problems in a few states. And Jamb has already identified 379,997 candidates in 5 southeast states and Lagos states affected by the errors that happened because of the election. 206,610 in 65 centers in Lagos. 206,610 candidates affected in 65 centers in Lagos. In 92 centers in the Owerri zone, that is incorporating the Southeast. 173,387 candidates were affected. So Jamb has already decided that the examination will be rescheduled in these places. So from what we see, these glitches were not everywhere. From their findings now, you can see 5 states of the Southeast and then Lagos State. We've identified the centers affected, that's 92 centers in the Owerri zone, that is the Southeast, and 65 centers in Lagos. So Lagos candidates, 206,610 of them will receive their UTME because, as we said earlier, this program, there has to be justice. Where you have identified mistakes, errors, technical glitches, you must do fresh exams for people in those areas. Indeed, there were students who were unfortunate to be victims of these glitches. Such students deserve another chance because there are brilliant students who are also affected.
Absolutely.
But what we cannot throw the baby out with the bathwater. I'm eager to see what other steps they are going to take tomorrow. But Jamb has already been working with the Computer Association of Nigeria. They are working with VCs. They are working with exam experts to see how best they can handle this situation. Once it comes to technology, technology can fail at any time. So they must always be ready. They must invest in technology. See, Jamb is not a revenue generating agency. Whatever revenue Jamb brings is just bonus for the federal government. It should invest a lot of the money at its disposal to improving and upgrading its facilities, to helping the recognized CBT centers to get better. I'm happy that they have done very well in trying to defeat examination malpractices.
Yes.
In the past, it was rampant. We had so-called
miracle
centers and all that. That is no longer happening. Parents can't even lead their children to anywhere close to the exam centers. Students are not allowed, candidates are not allowed to bring their phones or their wristwatches into the exam centers, just so that they can ensure that this is a foolproof examination. So they've done well in tackling examination malpractices. But we can see now that technology can sometimes be very tricky. So it's a good thing they've identified those centers where glitches happen. And probably by tomorrow, when they will have that review,
yes,
with the VCs and other people sitting with them, they will identify more centers so that they can then conduct fresh examination for this. What 379,000 and the examination where 1.5 million people sat for exam is a huge number. But Jamb must do its best to conduct fresh exams. And those who are talking about brilliant students, those who have done well, no matter how bad the situation is, we've seen exceptionally gifted students doing very well. There is a student from Ali High College in Akute, downtown Akute, of all places, who scored 370. The boy scored, his name is Adejumobi Toluwalashe Victor. He happens to be my son's best friend. And he scored 76 in English, 98 in maths, 98 in physics, 98 in chemistry, and got an aggregate score of 370. That boy is the best in his school. He is the best in his school. So no one is even surprised that he scored this high. This is what they were expecting. So students, brilliant students, Jamb always finds a way to reward them. They will set the right questions. People said this year the questions were tricky. You see options that look very much similar to one another. But those brilliant, so for some students, it wrong-footed them and they didn't do quite well. For those exceptional students, no matter the obstacles placed in their way, you still see them doing very well. And I'm seeing results even from one school, comprehensive school in Jacob. One student also scored above 370. So we are seeing so many brilliant students coming through in this exam. It's unfortunate that these glitches happen, but I'm confident that Jamb will be able to sort things out. Okay. Everybody will be happy.
All right then.